Greetings, Benjamin J. from Ben's Trains with another in the series. Well, to follow up on that Marx 391, as you see, I've touched up the paint using an ink marker, standard Marx-a-Lot black ink marker, and 30-weight motor oil. As you see, it made a tremendous difference, and the nice thing about this is you haven't done anything to it. It's still original. It's still the original paint. All you've done is basically just covered the bald spots. And when you oil it, it all blends together. Now, this is far from perfect, but as you see, it's 1,000% better than it was. And by tomorrow, this oil will have soaked into this paint, and all this gloss and sheen will be gone. And it'll be a nice semi-gloss black paint. It'll look almost like it's been repainted, but it hasn't. It only took a few minutes to do this. Sorted out both of the marker lights, pulled them off, reshaped them, put the lenses back on the inside so both of them are green again. Up and running. So I'll take this around, let's turn the power on, pulling 18 tin litho cars. As you see, and that's right at 50% power. And you see that's more than fast enough, even pulling 18 tin litho cars. That's moving right along. And both the markers are working. They're both green, of course. So it was definitely worth the $10. There's no doubt about that. So as you see, this doesn't look bad at all. It looks quite respectable. Like I said, by tomorrow, this oil will have soaked in, and you're still going to have this mottled paint. I mean, that's just the way it is. The paint was just absolutely terrible in this. In this light, I can see where I missed a spot right there. Anyway, there's still lots and lots and lots of rust and debris on this paint. I haven't done anything to it except literally colored it with an ink marker and oiled it with a almost worn out brush, as you see. That's like 4 drops of motor oil. You just spread it out and let it soak into the paint. If you miss a spot, redo it. It only takes a couple minutes. Anyway, by tomorrow, this oil will have been absorbed, and this is going to be a really decent-looking locomotive. It's far from perfect, but remember, this is 77 years old. So it's actually remarkable that it's running at all, especially in the condition it was in. So it's an expedient. It's a simple way to take a battered, old Marx locomotive and breathe some new life into it, and make it look at least respectable. And you haven't changed anything. You haven't repainted it. You basically just covered the spots that were showing through the original paint, oil it, it all blends together, and you have almost a repainted locomotive. You can see from a foot away that actually looks quite respectable. So anyway, I just wanted to do a follow-up on this 391. Still derusting that tinder chassis, so I'll have it finished by tomorrow. I'll do a follow-up when I pull it out of the vinegar. It'll be completely derusted. Anyway, as you can see, this actually doesn't look bad at all. Front truck, rear truck, both the markers are working. Headlight works, original 1942. It's up and running, and it was $10. Really difficult to beat that. Okay, let's turn this down to, there's about 40% power. So it's running at a good constant speed, really smooth, really quiet. Both the markers are working. Front and rear truck. And I haven't really had to do anything to this at all. Oil it, clean it, break the wheels loose on the tinder, and the thing was just covered in rust. It had been sitting for decades. So, like I said, I'm happy with it. It was definitely worth the 10 bucks. No doubt about that. Anyway, I just want to do a quick follow-up on this. By tomorrow, that oil will have been absorbed into that paint. It'll be a nice semi-gloss black. Then I can go back over it and cover up anything I missed. And again, you don't have to repaint it. It's basically, literally, just sitting here with an ink marker for about 10 minutes, covering the rusted metal. And then letting it dry for a minute or so, and then zapping it with 30-weight motor oil. And this is the result. It blends it all together. It's still far from perfect. But remember, it's 77 years old, and it was $10. So anyway, I'm really happy with it. It's a nice old Marx locomotive. So just want to do a quick follow-up video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.